10 years to build your career, 10 seconds for an algorithm to replace it. The finance world you knew, it's gone.
If you're a commerce student, a BCom, an MBA, or someone working in finance right now, you've probably seen 50 reels telling you AI is going to take your job in 5 years. And another 50 telling you AI is just hype. Both are wrong. I'm a CA, I'm an FRM, and I run QuintEdge. Today, no fear promotion, no fake reassurance, just brutal truth. I'm going to tell you exactly which finance jobs AI is killing, which ones it can't touch, and which qualifications are becoming more valuable because of AI. Stay till the end. The last part is the one nobody is talking about.
Let me start with a confession. 3 years ago, if you'd asked me this question, I would have laughed. Because for the last 30 years, every new technology that came into finance was supposed to destroy jobs. Excel was supposed to destroy jobs. Bloomberg terminals were supposed to destroy jobs. Online trading was supposed to destroy jobs. And every single time, finance employment actually grew. But this time, something is genuinely different. And I want to be honest with you about that. Think about where we were 2 years ago. ChatGPT could barely write a decent paragraph. Today, it can read a 200-page annual report and summarize it in 30 seconds. It can build a basic financial model. It can write an investment memo that at first glance looks like a junior analyst at Goldman Sachs wrote it. That is a real shift. Anyone who tells you nothing will change is lying to you. But here is what the other side gets wrong. They confuse two very different ideas. They think that just because AI can do part of a job, it means AI can do the whole job. Those are not the same thing at all. So let us actually break this down. Forget what AI might do in 10 years. Let us talk about what AI is actually doing in finance offices in Mumbai, Delhi, and New York today. There are three main things happening right now. First, AI reads documents. A junior analyst at an investment bank used to spend 3 hours pulling numbers out of a company's annual report and typing them into Excel. AI does that same job in 90 seconds. Second, AI builds first drafts. The first version of a pitch deck, the first version of a research report, the first version of a credit memo. AI can now produce a rough draft of any of these. Not a great one, but a solid starting point that used to take a human a full day. Third, AI answers basic questions. What is HDFC Bank's price to earnings ratio? How does a bond ladder work? Explain a credit rating. For questions like these, AI is honestly faster than Google now. Notice what these three things have in common. They are all tasks that are repetitive, they follow clear rules, and they do not require you to look someone in the eye and convince them of anything. Hold on to that pattern, because it tells you everything about what is coming next. Now, the uncomfortable part. 3 roles where AI is genuinely changing the game. Role number 1. The junior investment banking analyst. The one who pulls all-nighters making PowerPoints. Here is the brutal truth. A lot of what a first-year AB analyst used to do, like formatting slides, copy-pasting data, fixing comma formatting in Excel at 2 a.m., AI does all of that now. Faster and without complaining. Does that mean investment banking is dead as a career? Absolutely not. But the old path of just surviving 2 years of grunt work and you are set, that path is changing. Banks today are hiring fewer analysts to do the same volume of deals. And the ones they do hire are expected to do more thinking and far less donkey work. Role number 2. The equity research junior who copies numbers from financial statements. Here also we have the same story. AI can read a balance sheet, pull out revenue, profit and debt and dump it straight into a model. The actual analysis, the part that asks, does this company have a future? What is the management really like? Is the auditor going to flag something next year? That is still very much a human game. But the entry-level data entry role, that is getting squeezed. Role number 3. Basic bookkeeping and accounting entry work. If your job is to take invoices and enter them into Tally, AI is already eating that work. Not 5 years from now, right now. I'm not saying any of this to scare you. I'm saying it because pretending otherwise is the worst thing I can do as a teacher. The students who do well in the next 10 years are the ones who see this coming and adjust early. But here's the part that most people completely miss. There is a huge part of finance that AI is barely touching. And honestly, I would argue it is the part that pays the most anyway. There are 3 categories. Let us start with the first one. Category 1. It is anything where someone has to trust you. Picture this. A wealth manager sitting across the table from a 65-year-old businessman who has just sold his company and now has to figure out what to do with 200 crore rupees. AI cannot do that meeting. And it is not because AI cannot do the math. It is because that businessman does not want a chatbot talking to him when he's making the biggest financial decision of his life. Same goes for an investment banker pitching a CEO on selling his company. Same goes for a portfolio manager calming an angry client at 9 a.m. the morning after the market crashed 3%. These are trust jobs. Humans only. Category 2 is anything that is regulated. Risk management, the kind of work an FRM does, has a beautiful feature built into it. The regulator literally requires a human being to sign off. Think about it. The Reserve Bank of India, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, the Federal Reserve in America, none of them are going to accept the answer, "Oh, the AI said it was fine," when a bank blows up. This is exactly why risk roles, audit roles, and compliance roles are some of the most AI-proof jobs in all of finance. And it is not because AI cannot do the math. It is because the system is built so that humans must be accountable. Category 3. Anything that needs human judgment under uncertainty. Here is the secret that nobody tells you about AI. It is incredible at solving problems that look like the past, and it is genuinely terrible at solving problems that look nothing like the past. Imagine a credit officer who has to decide whether to lend 500 crore rupees to a struggling company in a sector that just got hit by a brand new regulation. There is no clean data set for that situation. Someone has to use real judgment. That someone is a human being with deep training who understands risk, accounting, and how businesses actually work. Which, by the way, is exactly what credentials like the CFA and the FRM teach you. Notice the pattern here. AI takes the work. Humans keep the judgment, the trust, and the accountability. And that second category, judgment, trust, and accountability, that is where the real money has always been in finance. AI does not change that. Honestly, it sharpens it. Now here's the part that nobody on YouTube is talking about. In a world where AI can do the basic 70% of any finance job, the credentials that prove you can do the top 30% become more valuable. Let me explain this with an analogy you will get instantly. Think back to when ATM machines first arrived in India. Everybody at that time was saying the same thing. Bank jobs are dead. It is over. But what actually happened? The boring jobs like counting cash and processing deposits, those did disappear. But banks went on to hire more people for relationship management, for lending, for wealth management. The total number of bank jobs actually went up. Only the mix of jobs changed. The exact same thing is happening in finance right now. So let us go credential by credential. First, the CFA, the Chartered Financial Analyst. The CFA charter does not just teach you formulas. It teaches you how to judge a company, how to think about risk, how to commit to ethics in a real way. AI does not replace any of that. If anything, AI makes the CFA more valuable because the people who can actually do this work well are now competing in a much smaller pool. Second, the FRM, the Financial Risk Manager. This is honestly the most AI-proof finance qualification on the planet. And let me tell you why. Because risk is regulated. Because risk managers have to defend their decisions to a board of directors. And because when things go wrong, and in financial markets, they always eventually go wrong, no bank in the world wants to be telling a regulator that the AI was responsible. They want a qualified human being who can be held accountable. That human being is an FRM. Third, the ACCA. Yes, AI is automating bookkeeping. That much is true. But here is what people miss. ACCA professionals do not actually do bookkeeping for a living. They do audits. They do financial reporting. They do advisory work. They do tax structuring. All of that work involves applying complex rules to messy, real-world situations. And that is exactly the kind of work that AI struggles with the most. Fourth, investment banking and financial modeling skills. This one is even more interesting than the others. The juniors who are losing in this new world are the ones who only know how to press buttons in Excel. But the juniors who are winning, they are the ones who use AI to do the button pressing in 10 minutes and then spend all the saved time on actual analysis, on client work, and on judgment. AI literally makes a good investment banking analyst more productive. It only kills the bad ones. So if you're sitting at home right now thinking, should I even start the CFA in 2026? Should I bother with the FRM? Should I commit to the ACCA? Here is my honest answer. You should start it because of AI, not despite AI. The students who quit now will look back 10 years from today and realize they walked away from the safest part of finance, not the riskiest. Okay, enough theory. Let us talk about what you actually do starting today. 3 things. Write them down somewhere, you will see them every morning. Number 1. Pick one credential and commit to it fully. Do not dabble. The biggest mistake I see students make right now is paralysis. They start the CFA, then they switch to the FRM, then they start thinking about an MBA, then they read one reel that says AI will replace everything and they quit altogether. Pick one credential based on the role you actually want and finish it. The market rewards finishers. It does not reward researchers. Number 2. Learn to use AI as a tool. Do not fear it. The student who is going to win the next decade is not the one who avoids ChatGPT. It is the one who uses ChatGPT like a junior analyst available on demand. Use it to summarize annual reports for you. Use it to quiz yourself before exams. Use it as a study partner at midnight when no one else is awake. Just do not outsource your actual thinking to it. That is where students go wrong. Number 3. Double down on the human stuff. Communication, presentation skills, writing clearly, sitting in a room with another human being and explaining a complex idea to someone who knows nothing about finance. People used to call this soft skills. In the AI era, this is the hardest skill of all, and it is the highest paid one. Honestly, if I were 21 again, sitting at home watching this exact video right now, I would be more excited about a finance career, not less. Because the people who put in real focused work over the next 5 years, they are going to lap an entire generation of students who gave up too early. Finally, a quick word about QuintEdge and what we do, and then I will let you go. At QuintEdge, we teach the CFA, we teach the FRM, we teach the ACCA, and we teach investment banking. We have taught over 50,000 students so far, and every single one of our courses is being actively updated for this new world. We are not training you for the finance jobs of 2010. We are training you for the finance jobs of 2030. If this video helped you think about all of this more clearly, do me one small favor. Hit the subscribe button so I can keep making honest videos like this one for you. Drop a comment below with the question that is actually on your mind right now about AI, about your career, about which credential to pick. I personally read every single comment. And if you're serious about starting the CFA, the FRM or the ACCA, the link to a completely free demo class is right there in the description below.